Hello and welcome back to Nunchaku, where today I'll be teaching you how you can learn nunchucks today. So I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking it takes forever to learn nunchucks, it's going to take me years to master nunchucks, and a lot of hours and a lot of effort to get moves down. This is actually correct. It does take quite a long time, and it is quite an intensive process. However, in just one day, I'm going to get you just a basic overview of a few moves that will get you on the right track and spinning nunchucks. In this video, I'll be teaching you not one, but two things. The first thing will be a strike combo, where you bring the nunchucks underneath your arm, perform a strike, and then back over your shoulder. And the second thing is that I'll be teaching you today is getting you started on learning wrist rolls. These may look complicated, but you'll be able to get the hang of it, or at least a decent hang of it, in just a single day. All right, so let's get into it. Hold on to your nunchuck towards the top of the nunchuck. That'll give you a better feel for it and more control over your nunchucks. Then what you're going to do is take the other end and bring it underneath your arm like this and tuck it. So you're clamping down on that and you're holding the nunchuck out in front of you like this. From here you're going to release the nunchuck that's underneath your arm, so it's tucked under here. Just open that up and allow it to fall downwards. You're going to be swinging it upwards and over your shoulder. Bring your other hand across your body with your palm facing behind you to catch the other end of the nunchuck that is going up underneath your arm like this. When I say over your arm, this is the position that I mean. So you have both hands holding onto the nunchucks like this. Then what you'll be doing is releasing your bottom hand and swinging your nunchuck back downwards and tucking it underneath your arm. So we were just here, now you're going to bring it back down like this and tucking it underneath your arm, catching it as it swings back. This may take some time to get used to it, but you'll get the hang of it soon enough. From this position under your arm, you'll be performing a strike. What you're doing is releasing the nunchuck from underneath your arm, allowing it to swing forwards and outwards before bringing it back and swinging it back up underneath your arm. Now that we've just done our strike, we'll be releasing the nunchuck again and bring it over our arm with our other hand going across our body yet again. You can keep repeating this pattern of bringing your nunchuck under your arm, tucking, performing a strike, bring it back under your arm, over your arm, under your arm, under your arm, over your arm, and keep doing that in order to get the hang of the different grabs and catches that this sequence requires. So let's walk through this whole sequence one more time. Hold on your nunchucks towards the string part of the nunchuck so that if you're sticking out your thumb, you're pointing to the string part of the nunchuck, and bring it underneath your arm and clamp down on it with your arm so that it's in this position right here. From here, you'll be lifting your arm and letting go of the nunchuck that was under it and swinging it upwards over your arm and grabbing it with the other hand that is going across your body with your palm facing behind you like this. From this position, you'll be releasing the bottom hand and swinging the nunchuck downwards and underneath your arm into your tuck once again. So you're going from this top position right here to bringing it underneath your arm. From here, you'll be releasing it, performing a strike by swinging your nunchucks outwards in front of you and bring it back underneath your arm so that you're in the same position in which we started, allowing you to repeat the sequence and keep performing it. So now for the challenge, you bring it over your arm, under your arm, strike, over your arm, under your arm, strike, over your arm, under your arm, strike. And you can keep doing that, or you can mix it up. You can go strike, strike, over your arm, under your arm, over your arm, under your arm, strike. Got that? So with just the catch that is over your shoulder and the catch that is underneath your arm, you'll be able to already perform a pretty cool nunchuck sequence. Don't forget to get into a bit of a stance and keep the nunchuck swinging, because that will make it look quite awesome. Now on to part two, which is learning a basic wrist roll. This may look complicated at first, especially if you're new to nunchucks, but give it a little bit of time and you'll probably get the hang of it faster than you might think. Start out by holding on your nunchucks in front of your body like this, or if you stick out your thumb, you're pointing to the string part of the nunchuck. Just let the other end hang downwards and hold on to your other nunchuck in a horizontal position in front of you. From this position, what you want to do is use your other hand as a guide to guide the direction of movement of the nunchuck around the hand that is holding onto the nunchuck. Later on, you're going to want to allow the nunchucks to spin on their own and perform this move without the guide hand. So you'll only be holding onto the nunchuck with one hand and not with two. At this stage, we're using two just to get a feel of how the nunchucks will move and in what direction they'll be going. So now take the nunchuck that is hanging downwards with your guide hand. So not the hand that is fully holding onto the nunchuck, but your other hand. You'll be taking that nunchuck and swing it upwards in front of your body. So you're taking the nunchuck that's hanging down and bring it upwards in front of you and across the top of the hand which is holding onto the nunchucks. So use that guide hand to allow the chain or string of the nunchucks to wrap across the top of your hand like this, going behind the nunchuck that you're holding onto. So it's towards you, between the nunchuck that you're holding onto and yourself. That's where you'll be bringing the nunchuck that you're swinging. So it's like this. So now from here, this is the most difficult step. What you're going to be doing is letting go of the nunchuck that you're holding onto and allowing them to rest with the chain going across the top of your hand like this. The chain will simply be wrapping across the top of your hand with both nunchucks dangling downwards in front of you. From here, what you'll be doing is you just released one end of the nunchuck, but what you'll be doing is turning your hand away from you, so it's going off to the side. You're not turning your hands in front of you, but turning your hand away from you, so it points away, and you'll see that there is a nunchuck directly in front of your hand. What you're going to want to do is grab onto that nunchuck. The next step is to use your guide hand once again to bring the nunchuck that is not being held onto upwards in front of your body and downwards off to the side, so that you have your nunchuck in front of you again, this time holding on to it, so if you stick out your thumb, you're pointing the end part of the nunchuck and not the string. From the top, once again, start out by holding on your nunchucks in front of you, outwards in front of you, where if you stick out your thumb, you're pointing to the string or chain part of the nunchuck, and be sure to choke up on your nunchucks so that you're towards the string or chain and not towards the end of the chuck. With your nunchucks being held onto out in front of you, bring the other nunchuck using your guide hand upwards in front of your body and downwards across the top of your hand like this, behind the nunchuck that you're holding onto. So towards you, between the nunchuck that you're holding onto and yourself. Once again, we're at the hardest step now, which is to let go of the nunchuck that you're holding onto. So now the chain or string is going across the top of your hand with both of your nunchucks dangling downwards like this. Now turn your hand so that it's going off to the side. So if you position both of your hands in front of you, your palms won't be facing each other, but you'll be turning your hand so that it's going away from you. So your thumb is pointing downwards. Now you'll notice that there is a nunchuck directly in front of your hand. Grab onto that nunchuck and hold on to it. Use your guide hand to move the other end of the nunchuck upwards in front of your body and downwards off to the side so that your nunchucks will be positioned in front of your body like this, where the other end is hanging downwards. Once you've walked through this a few times, you can start to get rid of your guide hand more and more until the point where you can keep the nunchuck spinning without the guide hand's assistance. Use the momentum that nunchucks carry to keep them spinning around and going in the same direction, which is upwards in front of your body and downwards off to the side. Here's what it should look like in slow motion. This move may take some time to get used to in the beginning, but you're learning a pretty advanced move right off the bat. So give yourself a little bit of time, and I'm sure you'll be able to get it down quite quickly. Later on, you can even turn this move into a continuous wrist roll by keeping the nunchuck's momentum going. If you'd like to see a tutorial to that move, be sure to check for it in the link in the description below or click up here. I also have a variety of other nunchuck tutorials linked below and up here that will allow you to progress from this point that you're already at in order to get even better at spinning nunchucks. So in summary, today we learned our basic over-the-shoulder and strike combination, as well as a starting blocks of a wrist roll. So I hope that you learned something today. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tutorials coming in the future, and go check out some variety of other nunchuck related tutorials that I have on my channel.